Find Belgium Kim. Belgium Kim! Hello!
Hello.
What's happening?
Oh,
You all
oh,
dressed up today. Do you have a date?
you know what? I don't. But then when I got dressed, I
Yeah.
started texting people like,
What?
"You want to go out tonight?" Because I look good
I'm
today.
saying you're looking good. I'm like, I just realized because I saw you before and I was saying, wow, maybe she has a date or something, but I didn't want to embarrass you in front of the rest of the staff, so I thought I'd embarrass you instead on Facebook Live
On the
and
air.
YouTube Live, right on the
Yeah.
air. But you're looking good. I thought maybe you got all dressed up for a date or something, like the day after Valentine's Day. Like Valentine's Day was so great for you that now the date's continuing on February 15th.
No, believe it or not, Brad, I am categorically against
You
Valentine's
are
Day
categorically against it. Why?
as principle. Just because, like, if I'm in a relationship, let's celebrate our love every day. Let's appreciate that we have each other every day. If I'm not in a relationship, I don't need a reminder of how single I am
I
everywhere.
understand that, and I'll tell you from my point of view. I'm against Valentine's Day because for some reason I don't know why, but flowers all of a sudden become 3 times as expensive on February 14th as it is on February 15th.
Insane. Yeah, give me flowers
Right.
on
But then the woman gets very insulted if you don't bring it on the 14th. If you say, you know what, I want to save some money. Can I buy it on the 15th? It's going to be the same exact flowers. And the answer is no.
and you'll have
there's
them
a whole
for a
fight.
day longer.
There's a
with
whole fight about
coworkers.
it. There's a whole fight about it.
I,
Can't
I
win.
don't. Way too much money is spent.
Can't
No,
win.
I'm
Can't win.
against Valentine's Day, but I'm not against looking good.
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
what I
So
did.
all right.
Today.
So what do we got? What's our questions? And
So,
I'll take any question and I'll take any comments that are nice.
oh, our first comment, which I love so much, is from a brand new viewer named Max, who said something along the lines of, I don't know how I got to this website, but now I'm hooked and I can't stop watching.
That's usually what
get you,
happens. That's usually what
That's how
happens.
we
We reel you in just like this, and then we hug you, and then we never let you go. Right?
Make you feel so warm inside.
Yes.
You're never gonna want
Yes.
it to end.
Did you like my mime?
I do,
Yeah.
especially since you're scared. It's
That's
very
right,
good of
that's
you.
right. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Immigration questions.
So we've got Mark who wants to know, I've approved an I-360 and filed for the renewal of my EAD card. It's been past the processing time now. So what do I do?
Well, I-360s are taking like 18 months now. So if it's past the processing time, hopefully they're looking at your case. If not, come see me. And you can tell if they're looking at your case. Go online and see what the case status is.
We've got Nessie who says, I want to visit my relatives in the U.S., especially my eldest sister. I'm 66 years old. What are my chances of getting a visitor's visa, and what docs should I prepare?
66 is a good age to visit because usually you don't, at age 66, pack up
moving.
and move to another country and look for a job. Usually at 66, you've seen it all, you've done it all, and you're staying where you are.
You got your
so
roots.
right, so 66 is a lot better than being 20 and single. Okay, so 66, prove that you're leaving family behind, property behind. What are your ties? I mean, I assume if you're working a good job, maybe you're retired. Show that you're really just coming to visit and you intend to go home. But at 66, the level of scrutiny is much lower.
Rachel wants to know, my cousin was brought here when she was 2 years old, and now she's almost 29. She's got 2 children that were born here, but nobody is trying to help her get a green card or citizenship. What can she do now?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's America. Nobody goes, you got to help yourself. Okay, so I don't know what to tell her. She should be getting DACA. And if she didn't get DACA, and if she didn't get DACA, then it's too late now. But what she should be doing, which is never too late, is to give me a call. Question is basically, how does somebody who's been here for 27 out of 29 years of their life get a green card? Let me meet with them and we'll figure it out.
Beverly wants to know, can a mother who's a citizen file for her grown child who overstayed her visit and is still in the U.S., and how long would that take to come through?
The answer is yes. It will take 7 years. You would need a provisional waiver.
Paulette says, my daughter filed for my husband, who lives in Barbados. We were married before she reached 18 years old, and my daughter filed for me, and I got my green card in 2016. When should my husband expect his?
Now, I mean, it should be a year. I mean, if they filed at the same time, he should be here already. So I'm not sure what the delay is. Shouldn't take more than a year and change.
I think it's time to go see a lawyer, Paulette. Romaine wants to know, would it be a problem to resubmit?
And by the way, Jeff Bossy wants to know if it's better to be 66 and a widow than 20 and single, and to get a visitor's visa. Yes, maybe.
Right. It depends on the context.
Depends on what the context it is. Yes. Okay.
But yes, to USCIS, much better.
Yes. Yes. All right. Continue.
Romaine is wondering, would it be a problem to resubmit an I-130 for a spouse if you previously withdrew a petition for the same person?
Well, no, you can do it again and, have a good, they're going to ask, why did you file? Why did you take it back? Why did you do it again? I mean, the most obvious reason is I got into a fight, we were breaking up, and then we got back together. I mean, I guess that's what happened, but you have to be able to document it all. There'll be questions, but it's not, so when you say, is there a problem? It's not a problem, but there'll certainly be scrutinized more.
Right. You got to make sure that you know how to answer that.
Right.
We've got Hafiz who wants to know, after my interview for an immigrant visa in Japan, Tokyo, I was requested to submit additional document, including my passport. But recently, when I did that, when I tracked my keys east on the administration process, I'd like to know, is there any chance for me to get my visa? My translator, it was a little off on that, but basically...
The answer is he went for his immigrant visa, which is his green card, and he was asked for his passport. I would say that's promising if they ask for the passport, because that means they're going to put something in your passport. I don't know what you're filing for. I don't know who filed for you. I don't know what the problem was at the embassy. But certainly if it's been weeks and you haven't heard, then that's a good time to give us a call. Let us intervene and speak to the embassy on your behalf and see what's going on.
My next question, I'm going to need your help on the translation part.
Regina says, Google to Facebook? Is this Facebook to Google Translate?
This is Facebook to Brad to English translation.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what translator I need. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So Regina says, a friend came to visit with a B1, B2 visa. She didn't know she was pregnant at the time, and then later gave birth on mass health insurance. I don't know if that's Obamacare or Massachusetts health insurance.
Maybe Mass Mutual? Isn't Mass Mutual an insurance company too?
That sounds right.
Or maybe Massachusetts State Medicaid?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I
don't know.
Or just...
But either way, giving birth on a visitor's visa is never good.
Oh, she was on a B1, B2. Is
never
that a visitor's visa?
Yeah, it is.
Never good.
Never good.
So now so the real question is the fact that she accepted this health insurance and that she gave birth, is that going to affect her now that she's married and about to go in for her interview?
No, because the health insurance was for the child, not for her, the unborn child, generally. Okay. My bigger concern is that the questions at the interview are, what was your intention when you came here? Did you come here to give birth? So, I think you're going to need to have a consultation with us before you go in and start answering questions and you stick your foot in your mouth.
Right. Is the fact that she didn't know that she was pregnant at the time, does that have any weight on what the decision might be?
Yeah. Or it's possible she got pregnant when she was here and just overstayed her time for a long time.
Got it. We've got Genesis who wants to know, how much is the cost for filing for my brother and how much is the cost if my mother files for my brother? My brother's over 21.
It's $535 per I-130. It's faster for your mother to file than for you.
So you're not going to save any money, but you'll save some time.
Correct.
Sasha wants to know, she submitted her documents in April of 2017 to get an interview date. Her husband is filing for her, and he's also her son's father. Is something wrong with the fact that she hasn't gotten an interview date yet?
How long has it been?
It's been since April.
No.
They submitted
they submitted an adjustment in April of 2017? They should be.
Yes.
Is there something wrong? Well, something's not. I don't want to say something is right. I don't know yet. The jury's out on whether something's wrong, but certainly 8, 9 months, you should be getting an. You're right in that range where you should be getting the interview. Yeah. And if you're not, then maybe you want to be contacting me. Not to say that something's wrong, but doesn't sound right either. We're right in that range. We have a lot of we have a lot of questions still, or what do we got?
Yeah, we probably have another 10 questions or so.
All right, so why don't we do 2 or 3 more, and then I want to get back to some people on the online here, and then I want to get to Anna Azcona, who's waiting in the wings with her story as well.
Fantastic. Marie wants to know, this is another translation situation, bear with me. Marie says that she's got an aunt in the U.S. that wants to help her live in the U.S.
Okay.
Is there anything the aunt can do to get her to stay in the U.S.? We don't know where Marie is right now.
We don't know how old she is.
We also don't know whether she's married and how old she is. Correct.
Well, I can tell you this. The aunt cannot sponsor you. I don't know. So really what her question is I'd like a green card. I've got an aunt in America. What should I do? I don't have the answer. Okay, you need a consultation.
We've got Spencer who wants to know, I've got a really simple question that I'm asking on behalf of a friend. He's at a status with his J1 student visa. When does he get a 3 or 10-year bar since his I-94 expiration date says DS?
He get unlawful presence starts when the government asks you to leave, or if you go to change your status and it's denied. If he never went to change his status on the J visa and the government never asked him to leave the United States, the 3 and 10-year bars are not applying to him. Good question.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was like. I have no idea. Yeah. Carm on YouTube wants to know, could you explain the EB-5 process if you invest in a regional center? Mm-hmm. And does it take 24 months? And also, am I going to have to wait in my home country until the EB-5 is approved?
The EB-5 process in the regional center, basically they're doing everything for you. There's not a lot you can do, but there are now special visas that you can come to the United States while you're waiting for your EB-5 visa. Before you go and invest in EB-5 cases, you should have your financial advisor look at these investments. So many people get ripped off, but they get a green card.
We've got Lovable, who says, does a receipt preference stating 201B INA parent of USC the right preference for an adult child?
The what?
So it's asking about a receipt preference.
Uh-huh.
If you're filing for an adult child, and is that correct? Is the
petitioner a resident or a citizen? Is the adult child married or unmarried? Come back to me with that information, and then I will give you an answer.
It's the same information we always need, folks.
Correct.
Can I squeeze in one more?
Okay.
Thank you, Brad. Casey wants to know, asking for a friend as well. Everyone's asking for their friend today. We got some very lovely friends.
Asking for my friend.
Super.
Right.
Oldest trick in the book. Oldest trick in the book.
It is the oldest trick.
So Casey has this friend whose mom filed for her and her son. She's currently in Jamaica, and the son is in the U.S. with her mom, so living with his grandmother currently, who is filing for both of them.
Wait.
And he's now over.
Who's filing for who?
So we've got mom filing for her daughter, and then the daughter's son.
Okay, fine.
So grandma filing for two generations, basically. The son right now, so grandma's grandson, is currently living with her in the U.S. while mom is in Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
And the son has now overstayed. He is 15 years old.
Grandma should be bringing the son in and doing a special juvenile immigrant petition for the son. Okay, that's what grandma should be doing. And as far as waiting on mom's green card, mom will just wait on her green card. But the son should be go get guardianship. Go get a ruling by the family court judge that's not in the child's best interest to be reunited with at least one of the biological parents because of abuse, abandonment, neglect. That kid will get a green card right away.
Perfection.
All right, so let's do this, okay? We have a bunch of people who've been waiting on hold for a while. We're going to go to them, and then we got to go find Anna. And then I'm going to come back to you, Kim, with more social media. How's that?
Perfection.
Good.
I will be ready.
All right.
Are we doing this? Are
I
we
don't know.
doing
I
this?
don't even know what
Sam?
this
Is
means.
okay?
What does this mean anyway?
It's a hang 10, right?
Hang
it's like
10?
it feels
I
like
thought
a
it's like
surfer
don't
thing.
mess with the bull, because
Cool,
then
dude.
isn't that? Don't mess with the bull.
Yeah, that's a bull.
Oh,
that's a bull.
Oh, something
Yeah,
different.
mess
Okay.
with the bull. You
I
get
don't
the
know what
horns.
I don't know why I even did that. I could have went like this, peace out. I could have been okay. I don't know. I have no idea why I just did that. Honestly, that was just a weird thing that I just did. I don't know. You know who has to bring it to the finish line? I gotta hold hands to bring it to the finish line. Kim, Belgium Kim, can you hold my hand to bring this thing to the finish line? Hello, let's go. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me and Kim like kind of like skipping down? All right.
Like in slow mo, the Chariots of Fire thing.
Yes,
Is that what you
exactly.
did as
Dun
break
dun
the
dun
tape?
dun 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 dun. You know, I'm like, you know.
We're all winded right before
Yeah,
we cross
yes.
it.
I'm like, I can't answer anymore. I can't run anymore. All right. We can't do the chat. We can't do it anyway because they would kick us off Facebook. All right.
No, we can't.
You can't copy anything anymore these days. They
Yeah,
take all the fun out of this stuff, Facebook. You can't copy anything.
We could get real creative if
Yeah.
we were allowed to do everything.
Exactly. If only we could copy everything.
Right, exactly.
All right, let's go. What do we got? We have a lot of questions?
We do have a lot of questions.
All right, let's go. Because we
two
only have about
very-
10 minutes, so let's try to get through as many as we can.
Okay. One of the first comments we have is from Deborah, who says, Brad needs a Jamaican girl. My sister is available.
Send pictures. With fully clothed. Don't send me any like naked pictures. I don't want to see that.
And Vakisha Taylor,
Yeah.
when we were talking earlier, also said her brother is single. Kim, come down to Jamaica for a date.
Like everybody's setting us up.
Matchmaker today.
I'm gonna tell you
Brad.
something. If we go down to Jamaica, Kim, we could, you know.
Party it up. We can party it up.
Right. Kim and I, we're single and ready to mingle. All right.
We need the two of us to cover the whole island.
Yes. All right, let's go. What do we got?
Anne
What else?
wants to know.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I don't know.
felt
I'm still blushing about people want to set me up.
Now they're trying to play matchmaker. We've got Anne, who says, what if you have a J1 student visa, which lasts 4 months, and the college that you're attending is extending your time for another 6 months? Do you go back home and get a visa extension, or can you
Just stay right here. Just stay right here. You don't have to go home. You get your status extended here, and you only need a visa if you need to travel back and forth. So when you're ready to travel, you go home and get the new visa, but you don't have to stay here. You could stay here and do it all here.
Sharon is wondering that her friend is a U.S. citizen. Her friend's daughter came on a visa and then gave birth. Can U.S. citizens...
This is happening on a regular basis here.
Don't give birth on a visitor's visa,
Right.
you guys!
Yes. I mean, you're certainly helping your unborn child because you've made your unborn child a U.S. citizen. Certainly very helpful to the unborn child, being a good mom, but ain't helping you, hurting you.
So is mom still going to be able to file for her daughter, or is she...
I just answered that question before. If you remember, I said it depends. Yes, go file. Doesn't hurt to file,
Okay.
but it's very fact specific on, was there a misrepresentation or not. And by the way, you can get a waiver for misrepresentation.
We've got Faye, who wants to know, I'm a citizen and I have a portion, I have petitioned for my children, but I don't know when it's going to come through. Any ideas?
Say that again?
Faye is a citizen and she's petitioned for her children, but she has no idea when it's going to come through.
When did she petition for the children?
I gave you every bit of information.
It's 7-year wait. So count less 7 years whenever you started the case. Faye.
Chandra wonders, how do you apply for a work permit on a visitor's visa?
You don't apply for a work permit on a visitor's visa. You have to apply for a green card, be eligible to adjust, and get a work permit. So come in and let's figure out how to get a green card.
Desiree is wondering, is it possible to get a work visa to go on a farm work program if I'm being filed for in the US by my mother? She filed for me starting in 2013, and how long is that filing going to take?
If you're in the United States, you've overstayed your time, you're not going to go home and get a work visa to go work on a farm. You're going to get stuck back home. And if your mom filed for you, they're not going to give you the work visa because they're going to say you have an immigrant intent. So she filed in 2013. You got 2 more years of waiting.
Natalie on YouTube says, what if my cousin can't locate her I-94 form? She entered legally, used her passport, has the date of arrival. Can she submit her medical and her affidavit of support after she filed the adjustment of status?
Those are 2 different questions. If you don't
Those
have
are
the,
2 different
right,
questions.
If you don't have the I-94 and you have a copy of the visa and the stamp in your passport, that's good enough. Submit a copy of that. You can submit your affidavit of support after you file your adjustment, but your adjustment's going nowhere. You're not getting your work permit. You're getting nothing. So you're basically wasting your time. File it all at one time. The medical you may want to hold off on because the medical is only good for 1 year. So some people would say hold off on it. I say file because your interview should be before 1 year.
Ashley says, my Jamaican friend is on a visiting visa and she wants to get married to her boyfriend who's a U.S. citizen, but she wants to know if it's best to get married while she's legal in the country on her visitor's visa, or should she wait until she's overstayed?
No,
and at what point after...
Why would you wait till you overstay? Wait 90 days, then get married, then file.
And then how soon after she gets filed for and is married can she start filing for her son?
The same day.
Tracy says, I have a friend who wants to know if her mother applied for her and her 2 unmarried children. The priority date is March 22nd of 2012. She wants to know how much longer do they have to wait?
About a year to 2 years, hopefully closer to a year.
Tanisha wants to know, my I-485 was approved on November 1st. So how much longer do I have to wait for my green card interview? My son is in Jamaica.
Wait a second. Your I-45 was approved. That means you have a green card. You don't need an interview. So I think what she's saying is her I-45 was filed.
She got maybe like a receipt notice of some sort.
Right, exactly. Yes. You're waiting till the summer. Correct, Kim. Good
so
Google
her,
there, Kim. Google
I know, right?
Yes,
hey,
yes,
getting immigration
yes.
savvy over here. Elaine is wondering, I've got a question regarding my friend. Everyone is asking for their friend today. We have very good friends.
Yes, I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Denisha who was complaining before. That somebody was complaining before. I forgot who it was.
We had some light drama. Because somebody was like, I'm asking for a friend, blah, blah, blah.
And then Denisha was like, I'm tired of this friend crap. I'm tired of this friend crap. Maybe it is their friend, Denisha. I don't know.
The original question asker said, excuse me, my friend is at work.
Yeah.
And everyone apologized and they made up, and that's why I love the Brad Show.
Okay, good.
Elaine wants to know for her friend.
Who's at work?
Her friend is with who is probably also at work.
Right.
Her friend is currently with an American man. He gets support from the government for housing. Can he file for her green card?
He can, but they will look at the totality of circumstances. Hopefully he makes a good income.
We've got Ann who says, can you travel on your J1 visa, as in go home for a funeral and then come right back to the U.S.?
As long as it's a valid J1 visa and you're still in the program, sure.
Neater wants to know, can a citizen marry a person visiting with their visa?
Yes, after 90 days.
Richie says, can a green card holder
Are they saying or asking? Richie's asking, right?
Asking.
Yes.
We've got
sorry to be such a picky person. I apologize.
No, your pickiness is what makes you a fine, fantastic lawyer, Brad.
Thank you. So Sammy is asking.
So say C-E-Y, how would you say that, Brad?
C-A. Say or C-A? Say, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Say.
Yeah.
Wants to know, my friend's husband was scheduled for deportation back in 2010, and then the earthquake happened. I'm assuming this is a Haitian husband.
Correct.
And then the earthquake happened, so they allowed him to stay. Now, 8 years later, after getting married and having children,
he was picked up with the drugs. We spoke to her on.
That's what.
We spoke to her on the phone, and he's in Louisiana or Florida, and they need to have a consultation with us tomorrow.
Jeff Bosey wants to know, how long till I can file my R2D2 and get my provisional waiver for my C3PO?
Only Darth Vader knows that one. Next.
Artie says,
Yes.
my cousin submitted an I-485 and she wants to know how long she's going to have to wait from immigration. She's here in New York on a B1, B2. Is there anything you guys can do to help?
Say that again. I was still thinking about R2D2, and you know what? I had one through my head. I said, would have been funnier if I said, I don't know, how fast does the Millennial Falcon run? I mean, I was thinking of like other funnier things that I could have.
That would have been,
A little
that's
funnier.
true.
That's not that funny. It was funnier in my head, and then when I said it, I'm like, that wasn't that funny either. Okay.
Do you feel vindicated though a little
Yeah,
bit? Like,
no. Let's all right. Let's go back. Let's go back. We had our Star Wars moment. Okay, let's go.
Artie says, my cousin submitted an I-485 and she wants to know how long she's going to have to wait from immigration. She's currently here in New York on a B1, B2. Is there anything that we can do to expedite the process?
I can't expedite it, but I can make sure it was done right. So she's in New York. Tell her to come see us.
Siobhan says, if a green card holder files for you and everything is completed and you're waiting on your appointment date, but you're about to be 21 in just 3 months, what are your options?
As long as the adjustment in the I-130 was filed before you're 21, I assume it's through a parent, you're fine.
Lovable gave us a little bit more info this time around. She had asked the receipt preference stating, like, what do you pick on the form, the 201B INA parent of a U.S. citizen? Is that the right preference for an adult child? The child is unmarried and the parent is a citizen.
So what is the question now?
Does a receipt preference stating 201B INA parent of USC the right preference for an adult child?
I'm
thinking fin on.
Well, I know 201 is the section that does the processing.
Right.
I mean, in terms of the preference category. Wow. You're asking me to look up actual INA sections. I don't know, but it's the F1 category. It should say unmarried son or daughter of U.S. citizen in the little box on the right. That's what it should say. Okay, but it is section 201. I don't know if it's 2B, 2C, 2D. I'm not sure.
Cheryl says, if my mom filed for her unmarried adult children in Jamaica in 2011, how much longer is the wait?
2000, what month?
2011, we don't have a month.
And this is unmarried.
Unmarried.
They're up to March 15th, 2011.
Glorious. We've got Stacy Ann who says, for a green card under extraordinary ability, how long should the education program be? And can someone have more than one petition for a green card under a different category for themselves? So family sponsorship, employment sponsorship, can you
Yes, you can do multiple
put your
cases.
eggs in many
You
baskets?
can do multiple cases, yes.
And she also wanted to know, if you're filing extraordinary ability, how long should your education program have been? So I'm assuming how many years of college should you have done?
You have to show you're the best in your field. Education is only one component of it. Obviously, the more education you have, the more likely it is to show you're the best in your field. There's lots of people who have extraordinary ability who never went to college. Depends what you're doing.
Miu wants to know, if I've never heard from my asylum case for almost 3 years now, but still have a work permit that I've been able to renew, and every time I check my case status online, it says that my number is invalid, what do you suggest I do?
Come see me, but it's about a 4.5-year backlog right now.
Janine says, what are the procedures in removing conditions off your green card? If your wife only filed the taxes 1 year with you, is that going to be a problem?
Yes, because you got to prove you're in a financial relationship with your spouse as well as living together. Problematic.
Donna wants to know, can you file for someone if I get Social Security?
Yep. You may need an affidavit support from a second person, but the answer is yes, you can.
Perfect. And then finally, we have Evelyn who says, can a visitor divorce here and how long does it take?
A visitor cannot divorce in New York unless the spouse is living in New York or the marriage occurred in New York. Other than that, you got to be here for 2 years and then you're going to be overstay your time. I can just tell you what the laws are of New York. I know Las Vegas, I think it's 6 weeks you can be there. So it depends where you go.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah, we talked about that like Elvis.
We did.
You know, right? All right.
Yeah.
Belgium Kim, wonderful job as always. Thank you.